We're here today to start talking about Encompassed Purpose. And what it is about is getting your life in order with God's alignment, God's plan for you, God's path for you. We'll be touching on some of these skills. Today starts out pretty basic, and then we'll be going through everything you see here on this display. And as you can see in the series, we'll show you how to take these skills and then put them into action and transform your life in a short amount of time. It doesn't take what you think. It's 60 to 80 days. You can totally transform the way you do things. There are two books we'll be referring to, Encompassed Purpose, and we'll be referring to Encompassed Purpose Study Guide. Both books are similar, but the study guide has where you can fill out everything and really answer the questions, get in depth, and really give yourself some answers. You can get them at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or you can just drop us a note and we'll put the order in for you. We'll get them right out to you that way too. There's a lot of information, so I would recommend you either get the books or else, at least for today, grab a piece of paper and a pen and we'll get started here. There's a lot of questions you may have, so feel free to contact us at encompassedpurpose@gmail.com. We might even share your answers on the air. I'm sure that a lot of questions will come up in the process. Feel free to email. That's what we're here for. We're here to help. And let's start with 2 Corinthians 6:11 through 13. Dear Corinthians, I can't tell you how much I long for you to enter the wide open, spacious life. We didn't fence you in. The smallness you feel comes from within you. Your lives aren't small, but you're living them in a small way. I'm speaking as plainly as I can and with great affection. Open up your lives. Live openly and expansively. Now it's really time for you to live openly and expansively. We somehow complicate things when we become adults. You ever watch a toddler waddle around too quick, and what they do, they fall. And somehow they get back up and start running again. As adults, we kind of lose that. We dwell on, oh geez, if I get up, I'm going to fall again. And that's not the right way to think about things. We should be more like a toddler. We get up, we fall, we enjoy life. We're not worried about the falls. We're worried about getting back up and taking on what has to be taken on. They realize they're going to fall. It's okay to fall. And they're fine with that. They know they're going to fall. They get back up, and until they improve, they keep waddling too quickly. They fall, and they get back up. Now, somehow, adults, we lose that. We say, well, if we just sit here a while, then we don't have to worry about falling. We'll just sit here, not get back up, and then we won't fall. And you start spinning around in circles and circles and circles and not moving forward. And that is the biggest thing people do, is just get comfortable and afraid to take chances, afraid to live life the way it is, and they just spin in circles. The other thing when toddlers fall, They don't hold a grudge against the floor. Somehow when we become adults, we trip ourselves up. We hold a grudge against that floor. We blame anything we can besides ourselves. It was ourselves that might have tripped us up, but we don't want to admit that. So we blame Bob or Joe or whoever. Toddlers don't do that. They know it was themselves that tripped themselves up. They're okay with that. They get back up and start moving forward. Where adults, they get back up, maybe they stand there, but they won't move forward. The good news is you can change that at any time. How did you get this way? What made this happen? How did you get paralyzed and fall into an existence of a fog like we have no control at all? I'm here to tell you, you do have control and you have choices in your life. And by making them choices, you'll see so much that can align you with God's path. You do have choices, and that's the biggest thing you have to realize. Our next verse is Ecclesiastes 1:12 through 15, and it says, "What is twisted cannot be straightened." It refers to the ultimate perplexity and confusion that comes from us because of all the unanswered questions in our life. Solomon's writing about his own life and discovers that neither his accomplishments nor his wisdom could make him truly happy. True wisdom comes from God, and in true happiness comes from pleasing Him. So ask yourself, what happened? How can you be more carefree? How can you worry less? Now you have to stop spinning all the little issues into big mountains, and there's a lot of people that do that. You start out with an innocent thought, and then it starts spinning and spinning and spinning. Pretty soon it's a big mountain. God can move mountains. So it's not your job to worry about what is out of your control. Your job is to have your life in control, your actions in control, so that you can live for God's purpose. And by doing that, you'll have a peace. It's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows, but when you walk with God and are aligned with God, you will have such a peace in your life. You have to change your thoughts. You have to change your mindset and start moving forward instead of going in circles all the time. It's like a big funnel, a spiral, and you don't go anywhere. Sometimes you go down. What you want to do is, no matter what happens, whatever floor you're on that trips you up, you want to get back up and take a step. If you fall again, you're still a step ahead of the person that never tried. So what you want to do is just keep moving forward, progressing in life, taking control of your life, taking action. Somehow when we're adults, we lose a taking action step. You can read as many motivational books as you want. You can read as much as you want in the Bible. But unless you're ready to take action, it's not going to help you. Today is your day to take action. Now, we're born with predetermined influences. From day one, we're told what to think, what to comprehend, what to believe, what not to believe. And you're told whether you're educated or streetwise, rich or poor, whether you're modest or flashy, positive or negative, thrill seeker or fearful. You're taught by the influences around you how to talk, how to carry yourself, what your mindset should be, your beliefs, your economic status, and if money is a root of all evil, or money is a good thing. You know, that's all instilled with you before you can even think for yourself. Then you start to develop your adulthood and you go on that path and you decide what to keep and what not to keep. A lot of times we keep thoughts from our childhood and then we develop more biases on our own. I could go on with this, but you get the picture. There's some very powerful biases there. Now the good news is someone else has a plan for you before you were born. And that person is God. No matter what's going on in your life, it doesn't matter. You can start today. If you walk with Him, you'll see the world does not matter. You'll get control of your life. We'll help you with this part with Encompassed Purpose. And then with the Bible, which is way more important than any book out there, it will help you get a peace in your life even when it's chaotic. It might be not sunshine and rainbows, but you'll have a peace that you've never had before, knowing you have control over your life and you've also given your life to Jesus Christ. Now we'll go to 2 Timothy 2:22 through 2:26 says, "Flee the evil desires of youth and pursue righteousness, faith, love, and peace, along with those who call on the Lord out of a pure heart. Don't have anything to do with foolish and stupid arguments, because you know they produce quarrels. And then the Lord's servant must not be quarrelsome, but must be kind in every way, able to teach, not resentful. Opponents must be gently instructed in hopes God will grant them repentance, leading them into knowledge of the truth. And that will come through their senses and escape them from the trap of the devil, who has taken them captive to do his will." What are some of your influences? What are some of your beliefs? You do have a choice. What beliefs do you have from childhood? What beliefs do you have from adulthood? What no longer serve you? And you can move on to better beliefs that do serve you, serve your purpose, align you with God's purpose. What beliefs are negative? What are positive? Are you mainly a positive person? If not, we'll help you with that a little bit. It's not saying that you're always going to be walking down the road, skipping, happy, singing songs, but you make a positive choice, a conscious choice to be happy, a conscious choice to be positive. There's a lot of negative things in this world, but there's also a lot of different ways you can look at things. So we'll help you with that and help you look towards a positive. At first you're going to have trouble accepting this, but you're where you are today because of you. Your beliefs, your thoughts, your processes, your mindsets, your behaviors. What beliefs and mindsets would you like to change? We can help you move forward and not be in the same spot you've been. If you've been in a bad spot, it's up to you to take the action to change it. There is nobody that can stop you if you decide to take the action to change your life. And it doesn't have to be a year-long process. You don't have to go to therapy for years. What you have to do is just some simple steps. It's all Bible-based, and it will help you change your life in 60 to 80 days. Now our next Bible verse we're going to be reading is Proverbs 10 through 12. It says, "Some people bring unhappiness on themselves by choosing ill-gotten treasures, for example, craving satisfaction. They may do something that destroys their chances of ever achieving happiness. God's principles for right living bring lasting happiness because they guide us to long-term right behavior in spite of ever-changing feelings." And that's a big thing. Until you can have a conscious mindset and not go by feelings all the time, you're gonna be back in that circle, spinning and spinning. We will show you how to take and make conscious steps to make you go forward all the time. And you'll be so productive and so happy. I'm just looking forward to sharing it all with you. Your conscious and your subconscious equal your life right now. And we're going to show you how to adjust that. So when them spinning thoughts come in your head, they'll come in your head. You can't stop what's coming in your mind, but you can stop the thought and move forward again. You're wise enough to have your own belief system. Your conscious and subconscious that aren't working, let's change them for you. You have to change your mindset. You have to take action. Do some deep soul searching. Reach really down deep and see, what are your own beliefs? What have you been told as a child? What have you been told as an adult? And what is your belief system? They're all three different. And by choosing your own belief system, you can start walking your own path. You don't have to do what everybody else has told you to do. You can walk your own path, and most importantly, is it aligned with God's path? Is it aligned with God's plan for you? Let's look at some underlying beliefs for you. Ask yourself what you want to change and what you want to keep. What makes you self-sabotage yourself when you're doing well and then you go backwards? How can you correct them? We'll work on that with you coming up in the next episodes. We'll show you so many different things on how to self-correct before it even happens. If you are self-sabotaging, how to stop before it even happens. How do you live the life or get the organization you've always dreamed of? I'm not saying throw out your belief system. All I'm saying is expand your limiting beliefs and into a more powerful belief system. What do you have a narrow view of right now? Let's take the padlock off your brain. What would you like to expand on yourself? What would you like to evolve? How would you like to see your thinking grow? That's all things we'll be going through in these next episodes to really help you develop where you want to be, what your dreams are, what your paths are, and how to make sure that's aligned with God's path for you. Imagine what would happen if you did all this. What spectacular opportunities will it give you? So let's let our guarded walls down. You're setting the ways, beliefs, and we'll get going on a new life for you. We'll evolve the mind, the limiting beliefs. We'll get rid of all that. You deserve limitless possibilities. And we'll show you the immediate action steps to take to get them possibilities, expand into different areas of your life, and align the path with God again. We're here to serve God. God had an idea. He had a plan. And that was developed before we were even born. And we can go against that, but you're going to constantly run into roadblocks until you accept God's path for you. And we'll help you try to discover that. It's up to you to discover it on your own, but we can have you take steps that will get you closer to that journey. The next verse we'll be doing is Proverbs 1:7-9. It says, "In this age of information, knowledge is plentiful, but wisdom is scarce." Wisdom means far more than simply knowing. A lot of basic attitude that affects every aspect of your life. The foundation of knowledge is to fear the Lord, to honor, to respect Him, to live in awe of His power and obey His word. Faith in God, and He will make you truly wise. God wants you to think and have control and purpose over your life. If you're walking around in chaos and you're defeated and walking around in a fog, how can you live God's purpose? You can't. And that's where so many Christians today are not seeing that. They walk around like they have no control. They have just this fog around them, and this is my life, this is how it is. This is the life you chose, and you can choose differently. You have the choice. We'll help you get there. Now you're one decision, one step away, one action away. Just take that step in changing your life. Do it today. You don't have to wait. There's no money involved. You can start changing steps today. We'll be getting on the next episode to self-reflection. That'll very much help you. And then everything we teach you you don't have to take all these courses. You don't have to do this, do that. It's all up to you in action steps. It's your choice. You can live spinning in a circle, or you can take steps and get to where you want to be in life. And if you do have trouble getting there, we do offer coaching services. We can help you get started. We can help you through your whole journey, whether you're individual or organization. We do both. And we can really help you get going and take the action steps and be accountable and responsible for your life. Most importantly, go back through the questions even today. I know today was kind of just an introduction and simple and basic, but go back through and really answer some of them questions. What are your beliefs? And you can get started today. Take steps today. That's the most important thing you can do, is really, really start focusing on yourselves and what you want to be, what you believe, what you want to do. Now, in the upcoming episodes, maybe even later in this one, we've had some great people volunteer. We're going to take them through the program step by step. We won't be able to answer all the questions on the air because it's more in depth than that, but you'll be able to see some other people going through the same thing you are. And they'll be able to maybe some of the questions you can answer on your own. And if you don't feel like reaching out, then you can see how they answered them for themselves. It's not about my wisdom or anything. You all have the answers in you. God has gave us the answers, and we have the wisdom. But sometimes seeing the whole process really helps understand how to get to that next level. Now, this week's pretty simple. Like I said, next week we'll be going into self-reflection. Then we'll be going right from self-reflection into forgiveness and how to ask for forgiveness. A little story I'm going to give you on beliefs, and somebody that actually kind of made me start this whole process. It's a woman very intelligent woman. 32 years old, I think now. I haven't seen her in a long time, but instead of taking control of her life, she loved that spin. She loved to make the mountains. She loved to dwell in the past and be very negative. Now, what the difference is she took it to extremes. Instead of just dwelling in the past, being negative, blaming everybody else for everything, she moved around all over the country. Kept moving from state to state. 32 years old, married several times, and in a lot of different relationships. It's always everybody else's fault. It's parents' fault, then it's relationships' fault. It's marriage's fault. It's everybody's fault but her own. What I'm here to tell you is you don't have to think that way. You can take control of your life, take control of your mistakes, accountability, and it's so freeing, so liberating. She could have had a wonderful life. Instead, now she's in a different state again, starting over again. It's gonna have the same circle again, the same mountains again, until you are willing to be accountable and responsible for your own actions, until you're willing to let go of that past, until you're willing to forgive, until you're willing to self-reflect and look into yourself, how you can improve and make yourself better and take progressive steps forward. God knows your purpose. He created you with that purpose. Now it's time for you to live your encompassed purpose. Get your life aligned with God. Let's move forward in His path. And if you need additional help, like I said, reach out on email, or we do provide the coaching services for individuals and organizations. We'll also be having a book signing on January 18th at Barnes & Noble in Springfield, Missouri. I hope to see some of you that live around there out there. That would be great to meet you. But feel free to reach out. And what we really want to do is help people. It's all about change. And I cannot do it for you, but I sure can help you move forward in the process. Thank you for watching today, and we'll see you next time, where we'll be getting into self-reflection. So we got Jamie here today. He's going to be answering some of the questions on self-reflection. Did you get a chance to read through everything then and answer some of the questions?
I did. I read a little bit and answered a little bit of the questions on here.
Now, on the self-reflection part of it, what do you think you do well right now?
Communicate with people. I think I'm good at that. I mean,
what do you feel you could do better?
A bunch. There's a whole bunch, actually, Brad. I can be a better Christian, you know, honestly. I live in the Word a lot better than what I do, you know. There's a lot. I mean,
so that'd be something you'd want to change in.
You bet. Yeah.
So what areas are you not looking to go into, you know, that's not going to help you with what you want to do?
Backwards. I don't want to go backwards, you know what I mean? Or stay stuck. I'd have to move forward in order, you know, to better myself, to better my Christian walk, so to speak, I guess, you know.